This is a question under the topic of differentiation. To solve this question, you're required to know the quotient rule. Okay, so first off, for this question, right, even though it's a term divided by another term, you don't have to use quotient rule here because for b, it's a constant term, right? Because b itself is a constant. So the way you do this question is just okay. Let's say this is y. I'll just rearrange it. I'll factorize out the 4b over 3, and then rewrite this part as x squared minus 5 to the power of negative 1. So to differentiate this, you just need chain rule. Okay, so dy dx equals to, you bring down the negative 1, x squared minus 5, and then you subtract 1 from the power. And then you differentiate the stuff inside the brackets, and then you multiply outside. Okay, you differentiate x squared minus 5, you get 2x, so you just multiply that here. And then just simplify the expression. Okay, 2x will be multiplied on top, x squared minus 5 square will go below. 2x. Okay, this is what you will have differentiating by chain rule. Okay, so you only need to use quotient rule when there's a x term in the numerator as well as the denominator. In this, the one that we just did, right, it's just a constant in the numerator, so you don't have to use quotient rule. Okay, so how do you use quotient rule in the first place? Let me get rid of this one. Bring this over here. Okay, so suppose we have like, okay, simple one, x over 3x squared, right? And suppose we don't bother simplifying first, right? And we want to apply the quotient rule. Okay, we take this as a and this as b, right? We would differentiate a with respect to x times b minus the differential of b with respect to x times a over b squared. Okay, so if you write the term separately, right? A is just x, dA dx is 1, b is 3x squared, dB dx is 6x. Okay, then you can just sub them in. You don't have to do it this way, you can just do it directly, but if you find it confusing or if the terms are quite big, right, you can just do it at the side. Okay, so just dA dx is 1 times b, which is 3x squared, minus dB dx, which is 6x, times a, which is x. Okay, over b squared. So b squared is 3x squared to the power of 2. Okay, then let's just simplify what we can. We have 3x squared minus 6x squared on top. Below, you can just expand 9x to the power of 4. Then on top, you'll get negative 3x squared, right? Negative 3x squared over 9x to the power of 4. Then simplify, so divide by 3x squared on top and below. Our answer will be negative 3x squared. Okay, alright, let's apply it to the question. Okay, if this is y, then dy dx will be the differential of a. Okay, let's rewrite that first. This one we can rewrite as 4x to the power of half over x squared minus 5. So you differentiate a, it will be 2 because you bring down the half, right? Half times 4 is 2. X to the power of negative half because you subtract 1 from the power. Then you multiply by b, and then you minus the differential of b, which is 2x, times a, which is 4x to the power of half. Okay, over x squared minus 5, and then you square the whole thing because that's b squared. Okay, and then now we simplify what we can, right? Okay, 2x to the power of negative half times x squared minus 5 minus 8x to the power of 3 over 2. Because when you multiply x to the power of 1 times x to the power of half, you need to add the powers together. Let me write this clearer. At the bottom, we can just leave it as it is, x squared minus 5 squared. Okay. From here, we will start to factorize, which will make the process of simplification a lot more easier. Okay, if you are unsure, you can check out the product rule video where I explain more in depth, like how to factorize. Okay, so comparing 2 and 8, you can see that the common factor is 2, so we will factorize out 2. Okay, and then comparing the x terms, right? Negative half and 3 over 2. Negative half is the smaller power, so we'll factorize that out. X to the power negative half. Okay, so inside the brackets, you take the 2x to the power negative half times x squared minus 5. You divide by 2x to the power negative half. You will just be left with x squared minus 5. Okay, next, 8 divided by 2 is just 4. X to the power of 3 over 2, when you divide by x to the power of negative half, right, you just subtract the powers. Okay, so you end up having x to the power of 3 over 2 plus half, which is x squared, because it's x to the power of 4 over 2. Okay, so you have x squared here. Keep the bottom as it is, and then continue simplifying. The since the power of x is negative here, right, we can bring the term down. So 2 remains on top, x to the power of half comes to the denominator. Okay, then we simplify what we have in the brackets. X squared minus 4x squared, you get negative 3x squared minus 5. Then you have x squared minus 5 squared here. Okay, and then expand the top, you will have negative 6x squared minus 10 over square root x times x squared minus 5 squared. So normally in this case, you see you have two negative signs here, right? We will factorize that out, put it at the side of the fraction. So you have negative 6x squared plus 10 over square root of x times x squared minus 5 squared. This is the answer.